We have a mission today. We need to find a Christmas tree. That's right, we're gonna go head out into the bush and cut down our very own Christmas tree this year. But we need to get an epic tree for the entranceway at the house. And apparently in British Columbia, you can go grab a permit and go cut down your own. Guidelines as far as cutting the tree down goes. We need to be near a forestry road within a certain distance from the ditch, but got your chainsaw, got your permit, got your map, that's all you need.
What's up, guys? It's Flex Friday Live, a show where the creators of YouTube channels The Story Till Now, Dirt Garage, and KC250 talk about off-road adventuring with special guests. If you're watching live, you can join in too on the live discussion in the chat window. Brought to you in part by Epic Adventure Outfitters. And now, here's your hosts, Casey, Clint, and Sean. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Flex Friday Live. It is Flex Friday Live number 5? Episode number 5?
5 already?
I think we're at number 5. That means we've been doing this for over a month. That's kind of crazy. What's up, everybody in the chat? Thanks for joining us. We got 93 people in the chat right now. If you're in the chat, say hi. Feel free to throw questions at us at any point. We'll try and keep track of them and talk about them. In the meantime,
I got my notepad file open.
Casey's got a notepad file open. This is KC250, and below me here I have Clint from Dirt Garage. What's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
What's going on?
I had a good week. No, not really. I didn't.
No,
You're recovering?
I've been recovering. I was sick for about a week, but I'm on the mend, and I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good, ready to hang out with the boys. Cheers, guys. I got a little birthday scotch going on here.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Big 39 years old. Don't look a day over 29, though, you know.
You're catching up to me.
Oh, man. Well, just another 10 years and I'll be there.
Right?
Old man. Man, lots of stuff going on this week all over the place. But what did you guys get up to? Clint, you went out and did some snow wheeling, eh?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so last weekend our local 4x4 group has a toy run every year, so we went, donated some toys, and because of COVID, we couldn't actually do an organized run. It was go kind of choose your own adventure.
You
so
just
we made the best of it.
Demonetized the show by saying COVID. Thanks, man.
I completely forgot about that.
Anyway,
yeah,
continue.
We made the best of the situation anyways and went out and wheeled. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Picked up another parts truck.
How many parts trucks you got now? Like 10?
I mean, we go through one a month. It's enough.
Yeah.
Just
strip them down and store them. Right on, Casey. How about you? You went out and did some wheeling in the JK.
Well, anybody who's just arriving now and didn't see the trailer, we got the JK back out on the trails this week. So stay tuned for Saturday's vlog. It was an epic one. Flooded Trails 2, the return of the JK.
Woo, right on. Thanks, everybody, for the happy birthdays in the chat room. Appreciate it. It's been a busy day. I've just been working all day. I didn't do anything. I'm finally, this is time to chill right now, hang out with you guys.
Yeah, I saw you on Big Tent's Instagram there a little earlier with your your
shooting
I
some
want to say
videos.
acting skills.
Hey man, I've got the voiceover voice, right? So that's why I make the big bucks. Speaking of videos, though, lots of interesting stuff going on in the YouTube off-road world this week.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the crazy videos we saw this week, because I think that was a lot of fun. In last week's Flex Friday, we kind of touched on a few interesting videos we saw throughout the week. And
we were talking about
the other channels.
the Whistling Diesel video, the Jeep video, and he released part
he released
2.
another one.
That
guy's nuts, man. If you guys haven't seen it, he completely just trashes this JK. And he drove it up a tree.
That's an understatement.
Winched it up a tree like till it was in the air. I was thinking the whole time that he's gonna die when that cable snaps. Because
and then when he was like, I should put my seatbelt on, eh?
Yeah.
Well, he's already vertical.
Yeah.
Oh,
if that winch cable snapped, that would have hurt a lot.
It would have really hurt. Yeah.
Or even if the brake released on it, I'm not sure what type of winch was on there, but some winches won't hold if they're overtaxed.
Luckily, he didn't die.
Yeah.
I thought the first video was entertaining and funny, but the second one was just kind of dumb.
The second one wasn't that interesting.
I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's still funny. But
you're a Toyota guy, so crashing Jeeps is.
I want him to buy a Tacoma and smash it, man.
Toyotas are next, right?
Right? It'll be hilarious.
I'll offer him one of your parts trucks you got laying around.
I know. In the first video, I couldn't get past the guy going, "The tire rack, the tire rack! Oh my god, the tire rack!" That was hilarious.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen the Whistling Diesel Jeep trashing videos,
you should check
it out.
They're pretty funny. A lot of people were not happy about it on Facebook groups and stuff. But
the way I look at it is, you're basically just, it's content, right? And it's no different than a movie where they're trashing 10 different vehicles to shoot a scene. A lot of people on Facebook and Instagram were saying, how can you just waste $15,000 to make a couple videos and all this crap? And that was a perfectly good Jeep. But have you ever watched an action movie? Do you how much stuff gets destroyed to make that?
It's all entertainment, right? There's
Yeah.
And even everything we do, there's a budget to it, right? Like we're not trashing Jeeps, but maybe we are.
I'm still trying to come up with
to an extent
on that one.
Not to that extent.
No, not to that extent at all.
I mean, you could argue that I've a large part of my channel's successes come from scratching and denting up a brand new Gladiator. So
I don't know, man. I think the cinematic video and high quality edits has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Don't sell yourself short there.
We got a couple of super chats. We got Valley Girl 00711 Howard. I think we saw this person in the chat last week too, right? Sent over some Australian dollars. Hi guys, you would love 4x4ing in Australia, and yes, we would.
Yeah, we would.
Totally,
we would definitely.
go there.
That's definitely on my list of things to do when I'm at a level where that's an appropriate thing to do. I would love to ship the Gladiator over to Australia and just go on an adventure.
It might be cheaper to buy one there and sell it when you come home.
Probably.
I don't know how long I'm going to stay in Australia. I don't know if it's long enough to purchase a vehicle.
We should go down to FedEx and ask them what it would cost to ship 6,000 pounds to Australia. That would be a fun video.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can. I'm sure it's expensive to ship a vehicle to Australia, but I mean, that's what I mean by when I'm at the level where that's an appropriate thing to do. I mean, when I can afford to do that. Buy that merch, guys.
What, 1 million subscribers?
By the way, rocking the brand new Story Till Now hoodie. These are super nice, super high quality. I just got mine today. They're on sale at dirtyanddangerous.com right now. So for those
hoodies,
people who were bugging me for hoodies to be in the store for months and months, we finally got them.
We've got
and they're
new
nice
stickers. We've got the OG Story Till Now stickers. If you didn't get one the first time, we've got a few more left.
Casey's got them ready to go to show to the camera.
Sparkles.
Yeah, sparkles. Just what everyone wants on their off-road vehicle.
Gold sparkles, of course.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I'm gonna want to put a giant one on the side of the JL.
Nice. We had we also got a super chat from Up North Adventure. No message, but thank you for that, my friend. And
People are buying you beer.
Matt Mueller says a beer for your birthday, Sean. Thanks, Matt. Cheers. Appreciate it. What else happened on YouTube though? There was Stradman got his 6x6 Gladiator on the pavement, right?
I can't believe that thing is running finally. I think it's been over a year and a half, maybe even longer since he started putting that together. But it's a true 6x6, which is interesting, right? It's not one of these fake, just tie on a axle to the back of it. It's actually got a pass-through axle in the middle, so the drivetrain is both sets of wheels in the back of it, which is pretty awesome. And I think he has, I forget which motor, I think it's the Hellcat motor in it right now.
It's such a useless vehicle though.
Oh, yeah,
it's a show vehicle.
He's making the Gladiator, which is already the biggest vehicle on the trail, making it even bigger.
I would love to get that on some trails up here.
I don't know if it's the biggest, but we'll get into that a bit later. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that thing's ever going to... I can guarantee it's never going to see a trail. They might see some donuts on some dirt or something.
Dirt roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, might see some dirt roads.
But that thing would be pretty awesome at Starbucks pulling up. Yeah, so
I think
we finally got to see it driving though, which was pretty cool, and it was doing some burnouts and stuff like that. I think it's got 700 horsepower or something, but it's waiting for the Elephant motor, which is the 1,000 horsepower crate engine, which apparently is just non-existent. I don't know.
Clint, I've got an idea for you.
Uh-oh.
I've got an idea for the dirt garage. When are we going to see a 6x6 Toyota pickup?
You must have at least a couple axles.
This is how you get that.
But I don't.
This is how you get 100,000 subscribers. I'm telling you right now, the 6x6 Toyota pickup.
I don't think Dirt Garage has that in the budget.
Well, you've got all these parts trucks, man. What are you talking about?
I can't send power through the middle axle. It would have to cheat it like
a cheater
like
axle.
Casey mentioned earlier.
It just has to be a roller, right?
Like to do it, it's not worth doing unless you're doing it to be functional. But yeah, that would be absolutely rad. We go through enough trucks around here.
You can't have functional without fun.
What parts do you need to make that happen? What do you need?
That I don't know exactly the name for it, but the axle that the furthest inset, or the rear axle closer to the center has to have a drive shaft pass through back to the rear. That
pass-through axle.
Yeah, there you go.
So how expensive are we talking?
I have no idea. I haven't even entertained the thought.
Well, now that the inception has been planted in your mind, do a little research and get back to us, because
how about when you hit 100,000?
The people want to see that. I'm pretty sure.
We'll make it happen at 100,000.
Throw an emoji in the chat or something if you want to see a 6x6 Toyota pickup on Dirt Garage.
I do. Where are the emojis?
Yeah.
Anyone want to sponsor a pass-through axle?
Throwing up this one right here. There we go.
Maybe. And just a reminder, throw questions in the chat. I'm grabbing them as I see them fly by. Use lots of question marks so I don't miss them. And
let's do one right now.
We got podcast. We'll go through and
got a question.
But
there's some
questions. Let's go through a few of these here. Hang on, somebody's asking more questions. Question for you, Sean. When's the Gladiator getting wrapped?
The Gladiator's not getting wrapped. I've toyed with this idea back and forth, and it's just it's already all scratched up.
Beyond the point.
Damage is done.
I don't know. I don't want to wrap it and then go out on the trail and potentially just rip the wrap up and then it looks really bad. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't have an answer to that. It's probably not going to get wrapped. I might just put some large graphics on it or something.
Just stickers everywhere. I'll send you a box of Story Till Now stickers.
Paul from Epic is putting a giant blue gorilla on the side of his
really
new blue diesel Gladiator. He showed me some pictures of it. It looks ridiculously awesome. And now I kind of want a large animal on the side of my truck. I'm not gonna lie.
That sounds like something Paul would do for sure. Maybe you could go with like a a dinosaur, like a T-Rex?
No.
No.
No, I'm not. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what I would do, but honestly, I'm too lazy to do anything at this point. There's so many other things I want to do, and it's all scratched up already. I'm not that concerned with protecting the paint at this point. At this point, it's really going to be like a repaint situation if I ever do anything with it. So, or at least like buff it out and see what it looks like, right?
Here's a good suggestion: a grizzly bear. That would be somewhat appropriate.
A grizzly bear? Yeah, that would actually be kind of cool. Or a black bear, maybe. Black bear on the black Jeep. Yeah.
We've got a super chat here about what's the craziest predictions for new Jeep products in the next 5 years, and will I be driving a 1,000 horsepower EV Grand Cherokee? I don't think I would ever buy a Grand Cherokee for anything.
Well, obviously we've talked about this before. We think there's going to be a Hellcat.
I think so,
and probably we're going to see the Hemi come to the Gladiator. That's almost a certainty.
I think the 392 Rubicon is sort of the testing the waters, right? And if they get any
sales are good, and
sales,
I would be surprised if they don't already have a prototype Gladiator, like or
100%.
You know,
it's already proven to be popular. From if you go on the JL forums and just Instagram everywhere, the 392 is making headlines and people are pre-ordering them like crazy.
Yeah,
it won't be long, I suspect, before you see it in the Gladiator. And I think if they sell enough of them, there might be maybe a Hellcat version of a Wrangler and Gladiator come shortly after. That's my prediction, and that was kind of the reason why I was not too sure about the 392 Wrangler for me, and waiting to see, because if they do a Hellcat with bigger axles out of the box, that's an awesome vehicle to pick up. So
yeah, so this also opens up another topic that we can get back into, which, because we've talked about this before, 392 versus Bronco, and I threw it out there into the world on Instagram and Facebook the other day that I'm thinking about getting a Bronco. So here we are.
392 Bronco.
Yeah, well, the thing that gives me pause is, and we've talked about this before, how they might come out with that Warthog edition later with 37s and a V8 and all that.
Yeah,
that does give me a bit of pause. But yeah, long story short, the lease is up on our daily driver, and we're thinking about maybe getting a Bronco instead, because
I think it's a good choice. I mean, my only concern with them really is what sort of first production run issues are they going to have, and
that's fair.
That's a big if.
Isn't it based on the Ranger or something though?
Yeah, it's based on the Ranger.
So I mean, I assume for the most part it would be. Is it the same motors?
I don't know if it's the same motors, but same platform.
Interesting.
So
I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in that's not in any other vehicle in the Ford platform right now.
I should throw up a poll on a community tab or something and see what people think. 392 or Bronco? It'd be interesting to see. Maybe we let the viewers decide.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit this one super chat question and then dive into talking about Power Wagons and Gladiators and everything else that we've been seeing going on. So
yeah.
What are your guys' opinion? And I'm not sure, Clint, if you've ever driven a 3.8 liter or 3.6 liter Jeep, but we all know the JKs have two different motor options. They switched over in 2012 to 3.6 liter, which I think is the same motor still.
100% a Casey question, because I mean, all I know about this is that the 3.8 liters had issues. I know you have a 3.8 liter, but the 3.8 liter, which is the motor that was in the JK until 2012. Yeah, 2012. What was the issue they had with the motor? I can't remember. It was a bad motor.
Well, the 3.8 liter is the same motor in the Caravan and the minivans and all that stuff.
So is the 3.6.
Yeah, it's pretty anemic. It's not a lot of power. I think I dynoed it at like 130 horsepower or something like that. There are a lot of there's oil burning issues. They
oil burning, that's what it was.
Out of the intake on the backside too.
I heard a lot about the oil burning thing. I think that was the main thing that people talked about.
The which?
The oil burning issue.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. Mine's okay. I've got like 195,000 kilometers on it. It's
probably time for the first oil change.
Yeah, I don't even really change the oil on it. I just drain
That's
it
what
and
I
put new
figured.
oil in it. Just as we burn it off, right? Just
You
drain
don't
what's
change
left.
the oil, you just drain it and put new oil in it? What?
But I meant, like, no, you don't change the filter very often, and whatever's left in it, we just top it up and away we go.
Yeah, so if you were thinking about buying Casey's JK,
Well maintained,
well maintained.
lady driven, never off roaded.
We got another super chat. We have a Jeep with 37s. We will let you have a drive of it. And I think this person is in Australia, so maybe we don't need to ship a vehicle to Australia.
Let's just go. Let's just go.
There's one there
We'll
for
just
you.
borrow Valley Girl 00711's. That's probably how you say her name, right? 00711. It's got to be it.
It sounds
I
right.
figured it out. Yeah, I'll just borrow that person's Jeep on 37s. So
I like borrowing Jeeps.
I forget what we were talking about.
Well,
So-
we're going to dive into the Power Wagon Gladiator conversation because it was sort of an interesting one since Brad over at Show Recon dropped a couple of videos
Right.
last week talking about why he got rid of his Gladiator and then why he bought a Power Wagon, which
Traded his Gladiator in for a Power Wagon.
yeah,
So yeah, it's interesting. It seemed like he didn't really like the Gladiator, from what I could gather. Because he was used to driving a JK, and
Yeah.
then when he took the Gladiator on the trail, he said he was wishing that he was in his JK. But he liked using the Gladiator for truck stuff, so he decided to get a truck.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's going to turn it into an overland truck.
I think it's a good overland platform, but he was saying that the Gladiator didn't feel as capable as his Wrangler, right? With departure angles and breakover angles, things like that. I don't know. I mean, maybe he should watch some of your videos because
Well,
clearly we're going to the same places.
I've never wheeled a four-door Jeep like a JK or a JL to compare to, but I had an LJ, which was an extended TJ, which is a similar wheelbase. I mean, yeah, there's a breakover angle, huge difference, but that's why I lifted it 4.5 inches and put 37s on it. I believe he only had a 2-inch lift on that. On that Gladiator.
Yeah, I think
He had
that's
like and 38s on it too, didn't he?
the Patagonias, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing with the Gladiators, right? Is that you need to get them up higher in the air to compensate for the clearances and the angles and stuff. Like even when we're out doing the North Island trip, both you and Dustin were dragging your hitches going over just that small little
that happens
obstacle.
all the time.
But it doesn't take much for my spare tire to get into the drop off or whatever we're going through either on the Wrangler. So if it's steep, it's probably pretty steep, and it's gonna hit anything going through there.
I always drag the trailer hitch, and I don't really
I
care.
drag mine over everything. it's just the feeler hitch.
Just lets you know.
Yes. Lets me know I'm over it.
Yeah. So I was kind of wondering, like, it was an interesting choice to switch, right? Is the saying the Gladiator was too long and the turning radius wasn't good, and then to switch to a Power Wagon was sort of interesting. So I think it's going to be the light off-roader, but I think the Power Wagon will be a lot more capable if you want to load it up, right? If you're going to turn it into a heavy overland, you need that high GVW.
It is a really cool platform because of the amount of space that you have. I think the issue is it's completely impractical in the Pacific Northwest because
Yeah, you wouldn't go anywhere.
We have so many trees, but where Brad lives, there's it's a lot of desert and rock, and I mean, I'm sure there's still some issues with rocks, where you can't. I think he was having some width issues in the video where he tried wheeling it a little bit even, but I mean, you can get clearance by lifting it, but you can't get rid of that width and you can't get rid of that length. So I think that's going to be the main problem with that as an overland or off-road vehicle. Even though I think it's awesome how much space you can get, and I know guys that have Power Wagons that are what?
My cat knocked over my speaker. I'm sorry.
I wasn't sure what was going on over there. That
And
was
I
really
moved my
weird.
cat subtly, and it just knocked over a speaker.
You would have totally gotten away with that if you hadn't whispered about it. I was like, well, what are you doing?
You didn't hear that bang?
No, I didn't. Thanks, Cap. But yeah, I don't know, Clint, what do you think about a full-size truck versus a mid-size truck as a
I don't think
off-road
it's
or
a great
overland
idea
vehicle.
for a wheeler platform. I think my truck is too big. Like we've talked
truck
about
is
how many
tiny.
times cutting it up.
You want to make it shorter.
Exactly. I want to make it stubbier. I don't know. I wouldn't want to wheel a full size. I said I already get panel damage. You've gotten really close and have gotten a bit of panel damage on your rig, and I feel like the box sides on a full size are just going to get ripped right open.
But I did not damage my panels because of length. I damaged because I just winched myself into a stump, which would have happened no matter what size vehicle I was in.
Fair enough. You didn't hurt yourself on the tree that I did. You stopped before that.
Up North Adventure says, my question is up in chat. I screwed up my Super.
I think he was asking earlier, I have it written down here, are Lunchbox Lockers good enough, or should I save for air lockers?
Man, that's a complex one.
Lunchbox Lockers are 100% good enough. Just send it.
I was going to say, this could be a Clint question.
They're cheap. They're reliable. They get the job done.
So something that I've noticed about Lunchbox Lockers. So I had a Lunchbox Locker in my front diff on my XJ.
There's
when I would... So if I was driving somewhere in 4-high, let's say, anytime you get any kind of speed in 4-wheel drive, and
it's locked.
It locks up and the steering gets really wonky, and it was annoying. I didn't like it.
Sorry. Let me clarify.
Yeah.
In the rear, Lunchbox 100%. Front, I agree. You shouldn't have. You should probably spend more money on something selectable.
I'll give you a good example.
I myself have an e-locker up front.
Yeah.
That seems to be a popular combo, right? Is Lunchbox
exactly.
in the back, e-locker up front.
That's what I did in my LJ because no, I just had an e-locker in the back and nothing in the front. But anyway, Lunchbox Locker. So I'll give you a good example of when you don't want to be in this situation. So if you blow up your rear drive shaft and you have to pull it and you have to drive home in 4-high on the highway, and you have Lunchbox Locker, you will not be able to do so because you will not be able to steer and you'll be all over the road. So that's a good example of why you wouldn't want a Lunchbox Locker in your front diff. I've been in this situation and I had to repair my drive shaft because it was I was too far for a tow, and I had to go to a part shop and get new U-joints and repair the drive shaft in a parking lot.
You guys should just run square tube front drive shafts.
just
square tube?
Yeah. Have you ever noticed mine?
No.
It's two pieces of square tube and slipped inside each other with the U-joint flanges on either end.
Well, yeah, but you still need U-joints. If you break the U-joint, you're still gonna have to replace it, right? What is that? What does the square tube have to do with it?
I figured you're saying you bent your drive shaft or destroyed it.
No,
I've had the whole weight of my truck on my front drive shaft before.
No, I just busted the U-joint and I had to replace the U-joint. But I mean,
totally fair.
When it's winter and you're in a parking lot and
you
got to have all the right tools to do that too, and it takes a while. You got to bang it out with a hammer and a socket and all that fun stuff. Yeah. Good thing to know how to do, but not something I want to do really ever again, and shouldn't.
Not
have
a
to.
Fun repair in a parking lot.
Yeah, not at all.
Use a selectable up front.
But back to the Power Wagon.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the other thing that we haven't really talked about is the power plant, right? The Power Wagon is going to have significantly more horsepower and torque than the Gladiator. I think the EcoDiesel Gladiator is leveling the playing field though, and definitely having that EcoDiesel torque is good, but the 6.4 liter V8 has 410 horsepower and 429 pound-feet of torque, which if you're loading it up with another 1,000 pounds worth of gear plus for an overland rig, that extra horsepower is definitely going to make a difference. So but it's big. I mean, compared to a Gladiator, it's got a lot of girth and length.
I do know someone that has a Power Wagon that's totally lifted and outfitted and everything, and it is a really, really nice rig. But it's just so big. I don't know. I want to take it to the chat room. I want to know, you guys who are watching, let us know if you think a Power Wagon I want to hear from someone who thinks a Power Wagon would be a better choice than a Gladiator, and why.
He used to have a Power Wagon. Is Mike from Alberta?
He used to have a Power Wagon.
Yeah, he put that thing all over the place. Apparently.
What about the? How does that compare to the TRX?
That's a different world.
The TRX was 700 horsepower Ram, right? Are they the same? They're the same size though, yeah.
No, because the Power Wagon's built on a 2500 platform, so it would be bigger. Where the TRX is built on the 1500. So the TRX is going to be more like the Raptor in size. It'll be wide though.
So is the 1500 smaller? I don't know anything about full size truck sizes.
The TRX is also IFS, is it not?
Yes, should be. Yeah, it's a 1500.
That's interesting.
Well.
So the Power Wagon's front solid axle then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But the TRX is going head to head with the Raptor, and as far as I can tell, is destroying it from a power and performance.
That's
standpoint.
Obviously what they were going for with that.
Yeah.
Literally, if you take the engine cover off, there's a T-Rex eating a Raptor on the engine cover on the engine.
I didn't actually know that. That's hilarious.
So they're not being discreet about it at all.
No.
Sean B in the chat says, better reason to have the Power Wagon over the Gladiator is the Jeep is way overpriced, where you get more bang for your buck on the wagon. How much is a Power Wagon?
$55 US starting price.
So it's pretty much the same as the Gladiator for price.
Yeah, Rubicon. Yeah,
Gladiator Rubicon.
You're in the same place for sure. I mean, you got to compare it against a Rubicon because you need to have all the lockers to be somewhat capable of similar.
Someone
nature.
in the chat, Ben 1356 in the chat says the new Raptor has 760 horsepower. Is that
the new Raptor?
The new Raptor.
I didn't think they'd announced.
I didn't know there was a new Raptor. But
they just started announcing. They haven't even announced.
Maybe that's a rumor.
F-150 yet, I believe, is not announced. But I could be wrong.
That would be interesting to see if Ford is going at the TRX, coming back at them.
Back and forth. I don't know. V8 over twin turbo V6. I know where I'm putting my money. If only it towed a little bit more.
Well, wait a minute.
Towing on the TRX is a little light at 8,100 pounds, I think it is.
You got a pre-order in on a Bronco, right?
I do, but I'm not sure if I'm going to take delivery. We'll have to see.
But so where do you stand on that versus the 392 Jeep? Well, you already have a four-door Wrangler, so you obviously don't want two.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about where I want to be in a year with vehicles, and I want to see if they release a Warthog.
Lifted
I think
Corvette.
I want to see. Yeah,
solid axle swap the Prius.
Yeah, I get rid of the Prius if anything. Let's be real here. I think I want to see if they do a Warthog and what changes they make after the first generation, because unfortunately, when I buy a vehicle, its resale value goes down fairly quickly. So, buying
as opposed to when other people buy a vehicle.
The ones that don't drive it into the forest on the first day.
Right. Yes. So,
I
think the first thing
we accelerate the depreciation, right?
If I get a Bronco, I think the first thing I'll do is probably go hit the whipsaw with it.
Yeah,
it's
that's a good trail locally.
It's a nice, not too scratchy trail. It's like it's not scratchy at all.
It's not tight at all.
It's not tight. Yeah. It's technical. There's technical sections. Sorry, it's an easy trail with technical sections, but it's a fun trail. It's a good, and you can definitely test out your rig on it without messing it up.
Yeah. I don't. So I think for me, I don't. I've already got two Jeeps, and to have a third four-door like that, I don't see what I would use it for. I think I would trade the EcoDiesel for maybe a Warthog, and then get a Gladiator for long distance overlanding. I think would be more appropriate. The issue I'm going to run into is the ferry, because I have to take the ferry everywhere, and there's a 7-foot limit on the upper deck and a shared loading. And when I put a rooftop tent on my Wrangler, I'm going to be over 7 feet, but I could put a rooftop tent on a Gladiator and be under 7 feet. And we'll have to see how 2020 goes, or 2021.
Yeah, next year's going to be interesting
decision,
because the whole world for us depends on, chance.
Chance, yeah, essentially.
Well, it's starting to look a little bit more like it. We're on a path to normalcy, but we'll see how it goes.
I was talking about that the other day because the Jeep Jamboree registrations are coming up in a few days, and I did send them an email. I wanted to know if they would refund Canadian tickets if we're still not allowed to travel to the States, because they have a fairly a stepped refund policy with Jeep Jamboree where you don't get all your money back, and the closer it is to the event, you get less of the money back. And this year, 2020, they just refunded us because we couldn't even travel to the United States. And I was trying to find out if they're going to do that same thing for Canadians again, because otherwise I don't really want to
Risk
book
it.
the Jamborees and roll the dice that the border will be open and not have them refunding them again.
Nice.
We'll see.
Somebody in the chat, sorry, I keep saying somebody, Skull Squadron in the chat asked if I've had my steering box replaced in my JT yet. And I just thought I'd like to address that because no, I haven't. But I think I'm going to do it. Paul got the one replaced in his white Gladiator. And he said it made a huge difference in the steering. And I do have some weird stuff going on. I haven't mentioned this before, I don't think. But I have a weird thing that happens with my steering. When it's cold, it kind of gets stuck. And you have to kind of pop it. Yeah. And I haven't heard anyone else having that issue, but I don't know, maybe replacing the steering box might fix it. I heard it's an upgrade, so I'm gonna go down to White Rock Dodge probably and talk to them about it. And
from what I was reading, I guess what's happening is they put an aluminum body steering box with steel parts on it originally, the first JLs and JTs, and the materials are expanding and wearing at a different rate, and so you're getting these weird tolerance variances in the steering box. And so the one they're replacing it with is all steel. I think it's actually the same steering box out of the JK, maybe. I can't be for sure 100%, but it's supposed to be all steel and eliminate a lot of slop in the steering wheel and some unpredictability on the highway.
There's definitely some wonky steering stuff that goes on with my truck. So, I'm definitely going to address that.
It's something I wouldn't mind taking a look at. Mine's not too bad, but I do have, more dead spot than I feel I should have. And I took it to the dealership here in Victoria, and they said they would call me back, and that was 4 months ago. So I'm not sure that's going anywhere.
I'll talk to the guys over at White Rock Dodge because I'm working with them on some stuff and see what the situation is there. Maybe we can get you in there when I get mine.
Yeah, it's good to have a local dealership that's supportive of the products they sell for their advertised use.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of people in the chat are mentioning the AEV Prospect builds. That's a Ram, like a custom Ram that AEV does. I don't know too much about them. I know Clay from Expedition Overland has one, and he did a pretty cool camper overland type build on that. But I don't know much about them.
I don't either. I just know AEV makes some pretty good products for certain use case scenarios. I think overlanding and
they're
definitely
very
like getting into
customized.
the Rams and stuff. They make some good products, but they seem to be not as hardcore related, and they're not like Evo and Terraflex and Rock Crawler when it comes to all the suspension parts. They seem to be more overland and light lifted type stuff, but I haven't looked too much into their catalog.
Clint, what's the Toyota equivalent here? If we just to throw something into your world here, would that be a Tundra?
I guess, but there's nothing cool in the Tundra line. I mean,
no?
The new ones, they're getting a refresh this year, and they're like twin turbo V6, but it's very hush hush on what exactly they're coming out and what the models are going to be. Toyota's they don't advertise anything until the day of release, and then all of a sudden everything's in your face. So It's all speculation. Oh,
Your video froze up there for a second, but
I
you're
noticed
back.
that. I'm back.
You had quite a cool pose there, though, I got to say. That was,
Sweet.
It's like one eye closed, one eye open. Nice little...
Have you heard has there been any news about the FJ Cruiser coming back? Because I think
that's another thing I've heard rumors from. Also,
yeah, I've heard that too.
The potential return of the FJ, which would be awesome to compete with like the Bronco. You'd think it would be the right time for them to come out with something in that ballpark, and ideally something with lockers front and rear. But that's not something Toyota has done since the Land Cruisers, like the older ones.
Yeah.
So
I think that would be a cool rig though if they bring
it back. Yeah, it'd be
the more off-road vehicles that are available. Vehicles that are designed for off-road from the factory, I think the better for the industry, the better for us, because we get to talk about and play with cool stuff. It's getting more and more popular, right? So
yeah.
No, I agree. It's blowing up, and especially 2020 has really accelerated that because of social distancing and people realizing
people just want to get out.
Place.
Yeah, exactly.
I know a lot of. I mean, of course, we know the guys over at Epic. I know guys at a lot of other local shops as well. And everybody who deals with off-road builds, parts, everything, everyone who I've talked to says this year has been great for business. Everybody wants to get out. It's the same with boats and stuff. Like you can't buy Sea-Doos, I heard, because everybody, all summer, everyone was buying Sea-Doos because they wanted to go out and play in the water. Outside.
Anything to get out.
Yeah, anything to get out. Trailers. You can't get trailers. People are buying up trailers like crazy for camping and anything outdoors. People are just going nuts for it because nobody wants to be stuck inside right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and travel is limited, so you're pretty limited. At least I don't know what's going on down in the States with travel, but at least up here it's pretty much wherever you can drive is where you can go.
Well, that doesn't limit me very much. Let's take a couple of questions here.
Clinton's
RC car.
Yeah, what do you got there?
1 second.
Oh, here we go.
It's a Toyota.
So this is This is actually an Axial SCX10. It's,
nice.
It's got a first generation Toyota pickup body on it, and yeah, it's. I don't know if you guys are into RC crawlers at all, but I
have the red Jeep version of that.
Oh yeah, I got into RC crawlers before I got into the full size truck crawlers.
Yeah.
Always was like, oh well, at least I'll play with that, and that's super cheap to fix if I break it, and then all of a sudden it's like, well.
You have a parts truck for that one?
First,
I can do this stuff in my real truck, and then it's a lot more fun, and then it's a lot more expensive when I break it. But
I don't know. I have a couple of them.
Yeah. Do you have a parts truck for that one, though, Clint?
No. I have a parts bin.
You're right, yeah.
Casey's got a car behind him, too. What do you got back there, Casey?
What's that?
Casey's got a red car behind his head.
Oh, yeah, we've got the Enzo Ferrari up behind me.
Oh, Ferrari. I've just got a map.
Off-road rigs are in the garage.
These guys got cars and trucks behind them. I've got a map and a box of pizza.
Someone was asking what kind of pizza that is.
Oh, let me tell you. We can get into it. We got first. Let's look at this. Is a thing of beauty. So we got.
What is that? Everything?
No. We got so pizza sauce, double cheese, jalapenos, double green olives, and beef chunks.
That's the Heartburn Express.
That's the birthday pizza. That's how we roll. I just need some candles to put in there.
Well, how about we go through a few more questions here as we get sort of towards the top of the hour.
Before we do that, let me just throw this out there. Let me throw something out there before we get into the questions, because it ties into questions. Yes. We have a sponsor for this video, Freedom Recovery Gear. And they've given us a soft shackle to give away. So, if you'd like a soft shackle, we're going to pick somebody that we answer a question from. Maybe a super chat question. I don't know. But
Isn't that the equivalent of buying one then?
it'd be a very cheap, very expensive soft shackle. These soft shackles are not cheap.
Have a bidding war for charity.
No. Just we're gonna pick a question at some point if you're in Canada or the United States, and we're gonna give somebody a soft shackle. So just throwing that out there since we're getting into questions. Carry on, Casey. Continue.
Yeah, let's go through some of the existing questions up until now. What is the best wheeling trip you've done until now?
What's the story till now?
I feel like I know the answer to this
The
one.
best wheeling trip we've done until now?
That's
Man.
the question.
I don't know. We definitely Kootenays, the Kootenays trip.
As far as the most fun, like with buddies and stuff, the Kootenays trip 100%. As far as
That was the highlight of the year.
as far
like,
as best,
hands
as
down.
far as technical, Moab, but 100%. As far as best, like fun,
Yeah.
hanging out with you guys.
You guys in the Kootenays, those three days of
That was a wild trip.
of wheeling. That I think Clint was on one of them, but he was in 3 videos.
Which Kootenay trip?
Well,
are
there
you
was the
talking
first
about?
Kootenay trip,
I was there
right?
for all the trails.
It's all blurred together, but
It's all, both Kootenay trips are just one now.
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say the first Kootenay trip.
Yeah, the one Mike guided us.
camping.
That's the one I was thinking.
The one where we
Yeah.
jumped in the lake and made the margaritas.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
trip
yeah.
was the
I
best.
was there for all of those days.
That was the best trip for
Yeah.
sure.
All right, I think we have an interesting question I haven't seen before, which I think
Ooh.
we should use for giving away the shop shackle. It comes from someone out there. And how did you come up with the name The Story Till Now?
Man, I have such a boring answer for this though. It's just like this is what I've been doing until like right now. That's the answer.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. People always ask me if it was like after some band. I forget what they're called. There's a band with a similar name, but it has nothing
The
to do
song
with
Till
that.
Now?
No. But anyway, someone out there, go ahead and send over your info to Sean@thestorytillnow.com. I need your phone number, address, and name and phone number. I said that already. And we'll send you a soft shackle from Freedom Recovery. Thanks, man.
So I got a question way earlier that I want to address. Somebody asked me if I'm running or when I'm going to put dual transfer cases in my truck. And they are in my truck. I do have
Walking
dual transfer
speed.
case. Yeah, I have walking speed.
Somebody the other day commented on my snow video
Yeah.
when I was talking about putting on the beadlock wheels, and they're like, what is it they said? I don't know. They insulted me and said I should have spent the money on lockers instead. I was like,
Not sure that's a good choice for you.
I've got lockers already, man. They came from the factory, so
I mean, you can put them on your desk, I guess.
I don't know. It's kind of a weird burn.
Someone was asking me earlier about what's the 250 stand for, or what's the meaning behind that.
Oh, I know. It's your area
Go
code.
ahead,
Right?
answer the question.
It's his area code.
It's mine too.
Yeah, it's two
I
of our area
should have
codes.
been Clinton 250.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Join the squad.
That's funny.
All right, just going through the questions here. What else do we got? Oh, here's a good one because this is coming soon. What are your plans when you hit 100,000 subscribers?
Clint?
Me? It's not coming soon for me, but apparently I'm building a 6x6.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. No, you got to build the 6x6 to get you to 100,000.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I forgot.
What are
Oh, it's a
my
one of
plans?
those.
This is something we've been talking about. I don't know. I'm gonna.
Make another video.
Yeah, I'll make a video about it. I don't know. I'm gonna. Okay, so 100,000 subscribers has been my goal since the beginning of the year. I was like, around January, I had 1,000 subscribers. I said, I'm going to get to 100,000 by the end of the year. That's my goal. And that's been like my driving force for the year. Because it's good to have personal goals, right? It's good to push yourself to get somewhere. That's like a professional goal, right? Because 100,000, at 100,000 subscribers, YouTube sends you a plaque that you can hang on your wall. And I thought, you know what? If I can get that plaque, I made it.
Then
I
you can
can-
get the next one.
Yeah.
If I get that plaque,
And
I
the
can
next
do
one.
this. This can be my job.
Yeah.
So
It's sort of like validation.
Yeah, it's validation that you can do this thing. So that's been something I've been pushing really hard to get to, and it's happening. I don't know if I'm going to get there by December 31st, but at the very latest, the first couple of weeks of January, it's looking like. So pretty much 1,000 to 100,000 subscribers in a year. I feel pretty proud about that. And
subscribe, tell your friends.
Yeah, if you're
subscribed already,
if you're watching and you're not subscribed, help me get there by pressing that button. But one thing I definitely want to do is when I get the 100,000 subscriber plaque, I want to take it somewhere super epic and just like on top of a mountain or something. And
you gonna mount it in your Jeep?
No, I think I'm gonna mount it right here in my office.
Buy a second one.
It's not really like we can have a party or anything, right?
No.
Yeah, that was the original plan. Was I was gonna have these two guys and anyone else who's been a part of building this channel get together and have a big get together.
So like the 100,000 people that subscribe, I'll just put the address.
Yeah, you're all invited. Yeah, no, I thought it would be fun to like kind of figure out when we're going to hit it, and then on that day have all get together and kind of like jump up in the air when we hit 100,000 or whatever. But that's not going to happen because we're not even allowed to have one person come over right now.
Yeah,
so.
it's a rough time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, times are tough.
Well, when the next one of us hits 100,000, we'll have a super party.
Yeah, we'll have a super party. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Moab.
Yeah, we'll definitely do something cool when we get the plaque, though. We'll take the plaque somewhere cool, and we'll do it like the the gnome video where they take the gnome and travel around take it to every country or whatever. Do something like that. I don't know.
Too funny. Bill Bid was asking me when the newest JK video, the Epic Adventure. That's Saturday morning. Flooded Trails 2: Return of the JK. It's coming out Saturday. It's a epic video, so don't miss it. It's one of my favorite vlogs in a while, so
don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I didn't film anything last week because I was sick, so I basically slept for an entire week. But I'm putting together a compilation of all the epic drone shots that I've done over the course of the year.
You can't have that many, do you?
I'm editing it down from 45 minutes. So it's going to be something a little bit different, but I think it's going to be cool. We'll see.
Are you going to premiere it?
I don't know. Should I premiere it?
I don't know. It'd be kind of cool.
I usually do a premiere on Monday. I'll feel kind of sad if I don't do a premiere on Monday, but I'll also feel a little bit weird about premiering a video that's
a video
a video style that I'm not used to. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll just do it and see if anyone shows up.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? They're not.
Yeah, I mean, nobody could show up, and I'll just be there by myself and
I'll be there.
Watch my own video. You guys will be there.
Oh man, question about have I ever dropped my camera holding it out of the window? I have not dropped my camera yet. I have broken one GoPro. Sean's broken a camera.
I ran my camera over.
Yeah. I just ordered a brand new camera, so we will be upgrading here shortly.
Speaking of new
I
cameras,
definitely won't be hanging it out the window.
I got the new GoPro Hero 9, which is what I'm holding in my hand right now and webcamming with. I got the Hero 9 from my wife.
I mean, you guys know because we talk about it all the time, but I ordered a real camera, not one of these little fancy GoPro cameras. So.
Oh, now the GoPro's too good for you, huh? Now after all this, the GoPro's too good for you. Right when I got the new one.
You're downgrading. You're going to the GoPro.
my wife. Shout out to my wife. My wife bought me the GoPro Hero 9 for my birthday. So
that's a great birthday present.
I was pretty stoked. Thanks, wife.
Thanks, wife.
That's what I call her. I call her wife, and she calls me husband. That's like our thing. So
I call my wife as well.
It's wifey.
It's
wifey for sure.
No, it's just wife.
No, just wife. Yeah. Sorry, Casey.
Yeah, well, we're kind of getting to the end of the questions. If you guys have any more, throw them in chat real quick. And
we're gonna wrap it up in the next 5 to 10 minutes here. So take a couple more questions, but.
Somebody asked me if I've looked into a R2.8 diesel conversion for the Oda. No. But
what's that out of?
I think that's a Cummins. That's the Cummins crate motor.
Oh yeah.
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 So that is a little too rich for my blood, I think.
Yeah, I think are they like $12,000 or $13,000?
Yeah, they're really pricey when Canadian.
Yeah, they came out with a JK swap kit that you could order.
There's kits to pretty much put those in anything. But I've been seriously-ish considering putting a V8 2UZ in my truck, just because I know where there's an $800 complete.
What's the difference between a 2UZ and a 1UZ?
The same engine family, just newer motor, essentially.
But was it so? From my understanding, though, the 1UZ is like the holy grail of Toyota motors or Lexus motors. Or whatever.
I guess the 2UZ is the same family. It's just a little bit more modern, a lot easier to find because they're in like Tundras, Sequoias, 4Runners, and stuff.
Okay.
As far as I know, they're just as reliable, and they make more power. So.
Okay.
And I mean, for the longest time, they were probably a pretty cheap V8 to slap into an old Toyota. But...
I watched a whole video about how the 1UZ was this revolutionary motor, the one where they put the glass of water on it. And
really? I need to see this video.
You can,
but yeah, I'm seriously considering doing that.
Look it up on YouTube. There's a video all about the 1UZ, about how they over-engineered this motor, and it's one of the craziest motors. They put just millions and millions of dollars into developing this motor.
That's Toyota.
Yeah.
Well, because it was
forever, right?
I know.
This is because the crate. I don't know if I have this totally right, but I believe, if I remember correctly,
$400 million on R&D. That's what somebody said.
Right. So it was Toyota wanted to create a luxury vehicle. This was Lexus, right?
Yes, Lexus. Yeah.
So they spent so much money developing this motor, and you can put a glass of water on it, and it won't vibrate or something like that. It's
just so well balanced.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's wild.
It's pretty cool. I'm
gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, look up the video. It's really interesting. Braun showed it to me.
Is it a documentary or is it a no?
It's probably like a YouTube documentary. Like somebody just made it.
4 liter, I think. V8. No, 2UZ is a 4.7. But
somebody asked me if I have any plans for my engine, either a turbo setup or a supercharger setup, or just run it as it is. I heard
turbos work good on those motors.
So Christian's gonna put a RIP supercharger in his Gladiator Mojave. Yeah. So I'm gonna pay a little bit of attention to how that plays out for him. I've heard bad things about supercharging those motors. So he says those ones are pretty reliable. So I want to see the difference. I'm going to give his a drive when he does it and check it out. And I might want one. I don't know. To be honest, I don't really feel the need for that much more power. I mean, I'm sure there's situations where it would be beneficial. And, there's always times when you want to just step on the gas and get a little more kick. But, I'm not hurting for it.
I think it's just adding complexity in a vehicle. We rely on as much reliability as we can when we're 1,000 kilometers out in the middle of nowhere, right?
And part of the reason we have brand new vehicles, Casey and I, is
Clinton's is brand new too. It's brand newly rebuilt.
Every part of it's like 2016 plus, probably.
But part of the reason we spend a lot of money to be in this position where we have new vehicles is for reliability, so that we don't have to be spending, because we spend so much time working on our videos that we don't really have time to be fixing a Jeep every week. At the same time. Sorry, Clint.
Yeah.
Free content. I mean, except for the price of parts, but
I don't know. Garage videos just aren't my thing. I'm just not into that. But you do a really good job of that, and kudos to you for that.
Yeah.
No, it's true. Even the JK taking it out last weekend now has things I need to fix on it. And
somebody called you Mr. Bolt-On in your comments yesterday, Casey. Yeah.
Well, I mean, isn't everything a bolt-on? Like, unless you're welding it, you're bolting it on.
In the Jeep world, everything is a bolt-on.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's
bolt-on.
smelting the steel and forging their parts. So at some point,
I think bolt-on stuff is great.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think
that's not a fabricator.
The Toyota guys tend to hack off all their IFS garbage and put the solid axle.
And that makes them way cooler than us.
I don't have the skills or the time to fabricate and build stuff. Like Nate, have you watched Nate Dirt Lifestyle and his his bumper and tire carrier build? Like,
it's amazing.
That's some impressive fabrication.
He has skill for that though. He's like born to be doing that stuff. And some people are. Clint's really good at it too.
I want to have his level of skill, and I'll get there just by practicing and actually physically wanting to keep building parts.
My welds look like somebody threw up metal. Like
I sometimes look like that too, though.
I can weld some stuff if I'm in a pinch and I need to weld something on. Yeah, I can lay down a I don't know if I'd call it a bead or if I'd call it some globs, but
some globs.
I can
welded anything.
I can make some metal stick together if I need to, but it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, I'm not super mechanically inclined, and most things I go to town on end up costing me more money in the long run, anyways. So I stick to like wiring and electrical. I'm pretty good with that, but anything other than bolting on a bumper. When I did the corner armor on the JK, that was interesting because I had to start cutting the body, and a couple of my nutserts didn't end up seated properly, and we know how that went.
When I had my XJ, I did a lot of welding. That's how I got into it, and actually that's how I learned everything I know about, which isn't a lot, about fabrication and Jeep repair. That's basically how the only reason I know anything about mechanics is because my XJ broke down every time I took it out wheeling. And I was forced to fix it, and I had some friends who were very mechanically inclined who were nice enough to show me how to fix a lot of the things.
Did I send you guys the photo of my brother's 85 cut literally in half?
Oh, really?
I don't think so.
Back half of the frame off, and we have to back half the frame. It rotted too much. The new 3.4 power, it like split it right in half right behind the cab.
Woo!
So we cut it in half. And that's why we picked up this other parts truck, because its back half is actually decent.
Right on.
Crazy.
All right, guys. Well, it is 9:00. It's time to wrap things up for this episode of Flex Friday Live. So thanks everyone in the chat who hung out with us and joined us.
Yeah,
we still have about 150 people hanging out. Casey's
DirtyandDangerous.com.
got the merch popped up there. DirtyandDangerous.com if you want stickers for Casey and I, and shirts. Dirty and Dangerous merch. We got the new Story to Now hoodies, Dirty and Dangerous hoodies. Classic Story to Now hoodies.
And
Clinton's
hoodies? Merch site is
dirtgarage.ca. Subscribe to Dirt Garage.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Subscribe to these boys.
I don't know if I'm going to have a premiere on Monday, but if I do, you're welcome to join me and hang out just like this. And
relaxing music and scenery.
Yeah. Have a good weekend, guys. Peace.